Hi everyone, it's Friday, 10 o'clock, and this is my regular check-in time. I'm in the car today. It's been quite a crazy week, and my girls are changing schools, and there's been various things going on as well. And I've just had my daughter at the orthodontist, and so it's like I've got to get back in time for my live. And today I'm chatting about Tapware. I ran the Forever Home bathroom masterclass last Thursday, and it was a topic of conversation around what colour tapware. And of course, chrome has been around for a long time, and now we've been using, matte metals such as brushed nickel, brushed brass, and other, brushed matte chrome as well, I should say. So the other question that I got asked, and I get asked quite a lot, is around black. And, tapware about 3 or 4 years ago was in such a plethora of different colours. We had rose gold, we had polished brass, we had polished nickel, we had all these different coloured types of metals. And at the time I said, look, they may look amazing for now, but they will date very, very quickly. And unless you are absolutely in love and have always been in love with rose gold, then I wouldn't go down that path. For those of you who listen to me quite frequently and read a lot of my blogs, I'm a big believer that you should always incorporate something into your home that you've always been in love with. So rose gold on that, if you love it, then go down that path. Although at the moment it's quite difficult to find because it was in and out as quickly as it came. So that lasted about 12 to 18 months, that trend. And so the other big question around tapware colour is black. And I'm on a couple of forums where people are renovating and so forth, and that question is coming up a lot. Do I do black tapware, black accessories, and what's the impact? And so with regards to black, it's been around now for nearly 10 years. And so a trend doesn't last that time. A trend normally comes and goes within 2 or 3 years. If it's really lucky, like rose gold lasted about 18 months. And so black has been, it stayed. And so a couple of years ago, the jury was still out, and that was something that I was definitely talking about with regards to, look, black, we're still not quite sure. But now my position on it is it's almost a little bit like the little black dress. It goes with everything. It can look really, really smart when it's done well. And as long as you're accessorizing in the whole space with black, so you're not just going to have a black tap and then have chrome accessories. You need to then have all your accessories in the black. And I'd even extend to possibly thinking about your door hardware as well. And so black, I think, is really here to stay. And the other thing about, your tap colors and whatever they're going to be is in the kitchen, you can use it in isolation. So if you did want a black tap in the kitchen, but you didn't want it throughout the whole home, I really think that the kitchen is a spot that you can treat in complete isolation to the rest of the home. And so, maybe you just want it there, and that's okay. I frequently specify a different tap than what is used in other areas of the home, being the laundry and the bathrooms and so forth. So definitely do that. Make sure if you've got the walk-in pantry, though, that you are using the same tap in the pantry as well, so you've got that continuity in that space. So black tapware, I'd say if you love it, I'd go for it. Make sure, though, and this is what I've been putting on the forums that I'm a part of, is that you're using a really good quality tap. So this is where, you might be able to economize by using a chrome tap, and the chrome's not going to wear off. But when you're using a really, I don't really want to use this word, but I suppose it's the best way to say it, is a cheap version of a black tap, it is going to show that it's cheap and nasty very, very quickly. And you'll notice in a lot of the cafes that are using black to be on trend and, be on point and so forth, that they're using a cheap one and it's all wearing off and it looks terrible. So if you're going to use black, I highly advise that you use a really good quality electroplated black tap. Stay away from powder coat because it will actually wear off. And there is nothing that's going to cheapen your look and make it look cheap and nasty faster than a black tap that's actually wearing off. So make sure that you do invest in that area, and it may actually end up costing you more than having a really good quality chrome tap, so be mindful of that. And look, if you're in doubt, I've got a client at the moment, she said, look, the black can look really smart, but I'm still just not gravitating towards it. And I said, don't do it. If you're really not convinced, don't worry about what's happening in the magazines and on the block and everywhere else. If you're not feeling that that's resonating with you and that you feel that it's just not quite right, or there's any doubt at all, don't do it, because you will regret the decision. The other thing is, you may want to get some advice around just how far do you take the black throughout the home if you are going to use the black. So there are my pointers on black tapware and other colours. The other thing that's becoming really prominent at the moment, and the jury's out on this as well, although I'm really hoping this is going to be a stayer, and that is living metals. And living metals are your living brass, your living nickel, and what that means is that it's quite burnished, so it doesn't have that polished look. It's very matte, but the beautiful thing about it is that it's living. So when you are touching it, and like with a bronze, it tarnishes over time, and it tarnishes with the oils of your hands. So it changes, and it has got that beautiful wear. So it's very organic, it's very living. And I feel that that's really in keeping with our sustainability mindset at the moment, that we're using metals in their organic form. We're going more down a nature route. And yes, that is a trend at the moment, but I'm really hoping it's one that's going to stay as we become more mindful about what we're trying to use in our homes. And look, these sorts of taps are certainly not, budget and so forth. They are beautifully made. They're using really organic metals in their natural state, and they just pick up a room so beautifully. So have a look at your living metals. Sussex do an amazing range of living. They've got so many different colors, and they are really quite stunning. And look, it's not for everyone. Again, you've got to really love that look. I know some people like their taps to look perfect the whole time. There are ways by using lemon juice that you can actually get off the fingerprints and that tarnished look, but that might not be a look for you. It might be not the maintenance that you want to have. And so, maybe chrome's going to be the best for you, and there is nothing wrong with chrome. It is timeless, and it works well anywhere. Black is going to give you a more severe look. It's giving you a very beautiful contrast, which is quite different to the chrome. But these living metals, particularly when you've got a home that's got a lot of timber and a lot of other organic matter, other organic materials, those living metals just, their accent in that space is really quite spectacular. So check those out as well. That's certainly what is becoming more and more available in the market at the moment. So the very last thing I'm going to talk about with regards to tapware, and I'm not talking about functionality here, this is just all about aesthetics, and the look that you're trying to create in your spaces, your wet areas, is enamel. And for those of us that are old enough, enamel was really big in the 70s, those white enamel taps. I remember a few years ago, the Hilton were doing a massive makeover in Melbourne, and they had all the white enamel tapware, which they were replacing. And I know at the time in the 70s, it was the white enamel and the blue enamel. Some people were even brave enough to have the red enamel. And look, that is something that is absolutely a trend. It is not going to stand the test of time. So if that's something that you're worried about, then that's probably not a route that I would suggest for you. Having said that, if you really want to have a real big point of difference in your space, and if you're talking about a forever home and there's a color that you're crazy about and you really want to break away from, what everyone else is doing, then, you could be really brave and create an amazing space with having enamel tapware. If you're worried about it dating, or you're worried about you may get sick of it, then I certainly wouldn't go down that path. But look, there's lots of stuff out there at the moment. Our choice is just becoming more and more. And again, as I always say, you've got to love it. And if it's just because you've seen it in the magazines recently, then I don't think you love it enough. If it's something that you've gravitated to for many years, you'll never get sick of it. It's your forever forever home. So go for it. It really is my mantra. So with that, are there any questions? Because I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. I do apologize that I'm shaking around a bit. I'm in the car, as I said. I just dropped off my daughter to school. It's a little bit late today, having been to the orthodontist. So I'm just in the car. I thought I've got to get on the call on time. Now, the other thing is, for those of you who turned up to the bathroom masterclass last week, thank you so much. It was so awesome to meet people in person. I knew the names, and then I got to put a face to the name, which was so lovely, and to hear about your bathroom journeys. And so the kitchen masterclass is coming up on the 17th of March, which is Tuesday week, and that's going to be held in the Cosentino showroom in Heatherton, which is basically Moorabbin in Melbourne. And that's going to also be a fabulous evening. Lovely, delicious food, wine. Come out and meet me. I'd love to hear your story. And of course, I'm going to be really generous with what I'm going to be sharing regarding, your kitchen layout, your kitchen cabinetry, what sort of bench tops you need to consider, what are the other material considerations, function over form, and those sorts of things. So, register at whitepebblinteriors.com.au /upcoming-events. All the events are listed on that page. You'll also see other events that are coming up, but the Kitchen Masterclass is there. So register now. They're always intimate events, so there's always an opportunity to chat to me before or after. And Cosentino will open their showroom a little bit early so that you can come in and have a look at the amazing range of bench tops that they have in natural stone, Decton, and also reconstituted stone. So I really hope to see you on Tuesday the 17th, 6 o'clock. So with that, it's a long weekend in Victoria this weekend. I'm popping down to the farm. My mother-in-law has a farm that we are going to, and it's my sister-in-law's 50th. So we're out of town, and we'll be back after the long weekend. So with that, I wish you a lovely long weekend. For those that are having one, I know New South Wales aren't, and by all means, any questions, always pop them in the comments box after, because I do review later on. And finally, I will put the link for the masterclass, the kitchen masterclass, in the comments. Have a great weekend, everyone, and I hope that you've got a little bit more knowledge about tapware and colours and what you should be doing. All right then, see you later, everyone. Bye for now.